Hello, this is Colton Vermillion. So I decided to do my final project on the Pacific Crest Trail. And the Pacific Crest Trail is a foot trail, and it goes all the way from the Mexican border to the Canadian border through three states, California, Oregon, and Washington. And it travels through national parks, national forests, some of the most beautiful portions of those states that are still in really pristine condition. It's 2,650 miles from end to end, and it's a pretty big undertaking. Very popular backpacking trail. Lots of backpackers make this a sort of life goal to complete. It takes anywhere from a really good pace would get you done in potentially 5 months. Some like to slow it down so they could take in the scenery, and it could take anywhere from 5 months to a year to complete, depending on your individual pace. So I made a couple of maps of the Pacific Crest Trail. The first map that I have is an overview, so you can see exactly where it's going. You can see I have the parkland in green here, so you can see that the trail is mainly in preserved areas. I also have a couple of rivers mapped, and I have some water bodies and major cities so that you can kind of orient yourself. So after the overview map, I focused primarily on resupply points. So if you're a backpacker planning to do a through hike of the Pacific Crest Trail, you need to essentially mail yourself supplies along the way. So it takes tons of preparation, and you have to know kind of where you're going to be and when in order to make sure that you leave food, because you're only carrying whatever's on your back. So here are all of the points that you could potentially resupply at along the trail. There's quite a few of them, and there's actually less as you get north. So these are the ones in Southern California, and in between every point I put the miles to the next point, so you can see how far you're going to have to make it. You can stock up on something. Say if you get to I think that's Idlewild. It's going to be 85 miles before you get to Big Bear, so you're going to want to make sure you have enough food to get you that far. So I made 3 more maps. This is Northern California, showing all of your resupply points. And then you get into Oregon, and you're still going. You can see it gets a little more sparse. And then Washington is the last stretch, and you have far fewer ones, and you're going much further. This is like 102 miles before you'll be able to resupply. And then the trail ends here in British Columbia. So for the interactive portion of this map, hopefully it loads here. Okay, there we go. I kept the same focus. Excuse me. Look, these are all the resupply points mapped here, but I included like a temporal element. So a good pace to finish the trail in approximately 5 months would be 20 miles per hour, which sounds very difficult, and it is. That is a very determined hiker, but it is a common goal for most people trying to get it done. So for this map, I essentially show where at what resupply point you would be corresponding to each state, assuming that you are traveling 20 miles per day. It's also very common to start the trail in May. You want to start in spring, but you have to make sure it's not too early to where there'll still be snow in the Sierras. So May 1st is like a pretty popular day. So you can see on May 1st you'll be in Campo, and then if you take this slider, move over a few days, and we can be more exact. On the 4th you'll want to be in Julian, or you should be around Julian, and can zoom in on that. And that goes all the way. This simulation assumes, oops, it's moving a little slow. this simulation assumes that you would finish in mid-September. So let's see, let's go to the middle. On the 29th of June, you'd probably be somewhere around Sierra City. Now, what I also did is I linked, most of these resupply points are not actually on the trail because the trail is essentially wild. So you'll have to travel off the trail to get to some of them. Some of them are much further off the trail than others. But say, you know, it's June 29th and you're at Sierra City. If you click on that, you can see that Sierra City is 1.5 miles from the trail. And they all differ according to how far they are. You'll probably want to look at this and find the ones that are much closer to the trail than further. For example, Lee Vining's 57 miles. A few people are probably going to do that, but that is on here because it is a major city that you could go to. So if you needed, say new boots or some sort of large purchase, you could potentially go there. But yeah, all the furthest ones are cities. But yeah, that about wraps it up for the supplies. So hopefully this map can be used if a backpacker is looking to plan where they're going to send their supplies and they want to see how far the supply locations are from the trail. Thank you so much for viewing my project, and have a great summer. Bye-bye.